Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and this is my daily thought. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, also the heat is going in the background. So yeah, that's what that noise is. If any of you are wondering, listening to the podcast. And I have to take a sip of water right quick. Okay. So, whoo boy. I didn't do lucky numbers today. I decided I did a quick 3 tarot instead. I'll probably do lucky numbers tomorrow. But I did quick 3 tarot and it will be uploaded first, and then obviously I'll upload this after the quick 3 tarot. But I hope everyone is doing well. The weekend went by. It is now Monday, March the 7th. And something interesting happened over the weekend, and I'm not telling the story to get any type of recognition, because my longtime listeners know I don't care about that. It's whatever, you know. If I get it, fine. If I don't, it's whatever. I'm telling the story to point out something to people in regards to this daily thought. So I had to go to Wally World this weekend. For those of you who don't know, Wally World is Walmart. Usually I go to Target on the weekend to get my grocery and stuff. But Target, I don't know what's been going on, but they keep on raising the price on celery. Because when I first started shopping at Target or Target, celery was like $1. And actually, it might even been less than that. Now it's consistently $1.39. But Walmart has pretty much remained $1. So, you know, that's one thing. Because I buy a lot of celery. Because I drink celery juice during the week. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to go to Wally World. And I didn't need any chicken because I was looking in my freezer and I was like, wow, I have enough chicken to last the entire week. So what's the point of buying some more, filling up the freezer? It's just like, no need to do that. And I went to Wally World, got all my grocery and all that other stuff. And then I went out to my car. And a gentleman that was outside was putting, you know, the buggies away and doing stuff. But he didn't work for Walmart. All right. Now, he said hello to me. I said hello back. Now, for those who know me, I'm not really that quick to you know, have a conversation with people, because it's not my thing. I'm very much an introvert, contrary to popular opinion and belief, where I'm very much to myself. If I know you, yeah, I can be a little bit chatty at times, but as for talking to strangers, not really my thing. Even though people always feel the need to talk to me, I guess I have that aura about me where people just want to talk to me. And it's fine, it's whatever. But I'm not one to just up and start a conversation with people. I don't do that. I know people who do, and God bless them. More power to you. Somebody's got to do it. Just not me. So I said hello back. And he started talking to me. And he's like, Let me help you with those. Well, all right, I already knew what the game was on this. And not game in a negative way, because the way I phrased it makes it sound like there's a negative connotation to it. But you already know how that goes. It's almost like if you're walking down the street and someone's like, hey, I have this demo tape, and then they hand it to you, and as soon as you take it, and then they're asking for money. Or if you're driving on the road, someone attempts to clean your windshield wipers, depending on what city you're in, specifically New York, and also LA sometimes too, and in other places. And then they're like, hey, tip me, and do that. So we already know how this goes. But I just wasn't, I was whatever. Because it's just like, okay. He helped put my groceries in my car. And he said, and while he was doing it, he said, you can feel free to tip me or don't tip me. He's like, it's totally up to you, which is a very, very good sales technique as well. But the thing is that I wasn't picking up any bad vibes from him, and I didn't sit down with him long enough to have a conversation to pick up his energy to see what the real deal was. But the energy I did pick up, I wasn't picking up what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say nefarious. That's not it. I need a word, please. I wasn't picking up someone who was being disingenuous. So let's say it like that. Thank you. And because I wasn't picking up that type of energy, I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and tip him. Only thing is, I don't carry cash. It's very rare I carry cash. And after he had finished doing everything, I was like, you know what? Just wait a minute. I'll be right back. So I went to the ATM machine in Wally World and paid the $3.50 fee, even though I could have went through the cashier and done it for free. But I was kind of like in a rush, and you know what? While I'm talking about this, if anybody at Walmart corporate is listening to this podcast or watching, why do you have 47 cash registers and only 2 open? Make it make sense. Just saying it. But back to this. I didn't want to stand in the line at the cash register just to get one item and do the cash back thing. So I was just like, you know what? I'll go to the ATM, pay the fee, and keep it moving. And that's what I did. And then I went to McDonald's inside, Walmart. And then I got a hash brown, which I didn't eat because I don't eat McDonald's like that. I haven't eaten fast food. Whew. I haven't eaten fast food in over a year. But, yeah. So, got the 20 broken. I was about to give him $5, but 8 was on my mind. I guess because of infinity, whatever. Which, ironically, the magician came out during the Quick 3 Tarot today. But I digress. So I gave him, I came back outside, gave him $8, and then that was that. And I know some people are like, KC, why are you telling the story? I'm getting to that right now. The reason I'm telling the story is because the reason I gave him the money is because he was willing to work and put in the work. He wasn't standing somewhere holding out his hand and saying, give me money. And not saying that I wouldn't, because like I said, everything for me is based off of energy. If I feel the energy is off, if it's not on my spirit, I'm just not doing it. We all have free will. Just like with me giving him that money. Even though I wasn't picking up anything disingenuous from him, he could take that money and go spend it on alcohol, or go spend it on this, or go spend it on that. We all have free will. That's up to him. But as for his spirit, there wasn't anything disingenuous about him. And because he was willing to put in the work, I was willing to say, you know what, let me go ahead and give him some money. Let me go ahead and do that. And I'm saying this on a broader, which is the daily thought I'm doing. We need to start uplifting people who are willing to put in the work and not just holding their hand out. When they're taking time out their day to, truck just started up. Usually it starts up early at 8. And I was wondering, I was like, why haven't I heard the truck this morning? Because you always hear it because it's near the window. And I was like, oh, maybe they're not going to work today. Whatever. Anyways, back to this. But for the people that are willing to put in the work, that are willing to have an equal exchange of energy, because that's what it is. That's all everything is energy. Where his energy was, he was putting in the work, helping me put the grocery in my car. That was his energy. And not that I had so much grocery, but I did have some, like I got the 40 bottle water, not pack, there's another word for it, not case, that's it, thank you. I got the 40 water case thing. I had 2 of those, and then I had a 38 water case as well, because I drink a ridiculous amount of water. And then I had my regular groceries. So, you know, he lifted all that stuff up and did that. And not that I can't do it myself, because I do it all the time. But he was willing to do all of that. That was him putting the energy in. And the exchange was me getting the money. And that was the energy giving it back to him. For people who are willing to put in the work, whatever type of work that they're doing, as long as it's preferably legal work. Let's add a caveat to that. Even though I'm not judging those who do illegal work. Do your thing. We all have free will. But for those who are willing to put in the work, for those who are willing to put the energy into something, they should receive something back. And sometimes it is the responsibility of us as humans to recognize the energy that they're putting in doing that when others are not. And it isn't a thing of pitying, because I don't pity anyone, and I don't want anyone to pity me. I can't stand pity. No. We don't do pity over here, and I don't do pity for anyone. We need to recognize those when they're not being recognized, especially those who are willing to put in the work. If we have the resources to lift someone up, and it doesn't always have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about that. It could be something as much as saying, hey, this person's a hard worker. Telling other people about them. Like, if you notice that someone did a good job on something, maybe you want to tell another person about that person. Saying, hey, this person does an amazing job. That's how referrals happen. Because someone did a good job on something, and the job was so amazing that they had to tell someone else. Like, let's say someone does hair, and they do hair. My mother would drive to certain cities if she finds a good hairdresser, because my mother's funny like that. She would drive to certain cities that are an hour or 2 hours away just to have that individual do her hair, because they do such an amazing job. That's an equal exchange of energy. Not only is she paying the money, but also she's putting in the time to go specifically to that hairdresser when she could go to one who's only 15 or 20 minutes away. But she's recognizing someone who is putting in the work that is standing above other people of what other people might regularly do. we need to make it a habit to uplift those who are willing to put in the work. And I honestly believe that if we were to uplift people who are actually putting in the work, who are not like, oh, give me. I deserve this. I deserve that. Because of this situation, you should give me this. No. Someone's saying that, hey, I'll do this. And it would be great if I could receive something back. But if not, it's cool. Or for those who do something where they're not looking for anything. Again, we really should start uplifting people who are willing to put in the work. If everyone was on that type of vibe around the world would be such a better place. And also with the people willing to put in the work. If more people were willing to put in the work, the world would be such a better place, and it would be so much more productive as well. So again, don't forget to uplift the people who are willing to put in the work. And that is my daily thought. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.